Hi and welcome to Smart String Teacher. My name is Grace. In this video I want to give you a quick overview of my first position fingering charts. So as you know, if you don't venture out of the major tetrachord early, you're very limited in the repertoire that you can play with your students. And often you're not ready to introduce them to 2-octave scales yet, but you still want them to be able to play in different keys. So that's why I created my first position fingering charts, so it can make it easy for you to show your students how to play pieces that need finger patterns that are outside of the major tetrachord. So let me just show you what they look like and why I designed them the way I did. So on the cover, there's a bit of a legend to show you what the features are. So there's the names of the strings, and if the string is not in the key, then it is faded out. The bold circles show all the first position notes. And then I also include the fourth note for reference, especially for the upper strings. And then below are abbreviations for my pattern names. If you want to look into how to use finger patterns, you can find that on my blog. And I've also linked to it in the product description. On the next page are the names of the finger patterns that I use. And then there are fingering charts for no sharps, 1 sharp, and 2 sharp for each instrument, and no flats, 1 flat, and 2 flats for each instrument. Okay, so that's the violin version, this is the viola version, this is the cello version, and this is the bass version. And there's also a 5-string version for you. Now let me explain why I set these up this way. So you might have noticed I included C major on both the sharp version and the flat version of the fingering charts. And that's so that your students can compare back to the natural notes. So what they can see that once they add a sharp, what happens to the Fs, and once they add a C sharp, what happens to the Cs. Okay, so then in the flat keys, same thing. They can compare back to the natural notes what happens when they add a flat and what happens when they add 2 flats compared to home bass, which is C major. And as I said before, I have the abbreviations for the finger patterns that I use on the bottom of each string. And using finger patterns helps the students memorize their keys faster, as well as helps you, when you're in the front of the classroom, review the patterns that they need on each string quickly as well, so you know that everybody's on the same page. All right, so that's just a quick overview. If you want to learn more about finger patterns, you can do 2 things. You can read the articles I have in my blog, as well as you can join me for my free masterclass on finger patterns. So if you're on my email list, you can watch out for those and join me then. So I hope you're excited to use these fingering charts for your classes so you can get them playing in different keys sooner and get them out of the major tetrachord sooner as well. Let me know how it goes. Thanks a lot.